Hey, you are watching Half Asian Tarot Queen, and I'm doing a reading for the full lunar, full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio, the end of eclipse season. Oh my gosh. The end of eclipse season, which has been pretty dramatic, and we got the Queen of Swords and the Five of Wands. So it looks like we're drawing boundaries around a conflict. And when I looked at it, it looks like this. So this Queen of Swords is like, she's like done with the drama. She's like, no, I'm done. Like, when I pull this down, she's like, she's drawing boundaries around her stability. Things are changing. And it looks like there's a new collaboration coming online for this Queen of Swords. So it's almost like she's like, okay, like, I've got responsibilities, I've got this new collaboration, I'm building a new life for myself, like, I'm done with this drama. Like, if you want to keep doing that, then go ahead, but I'm not going to engage in this BS, basically. So under this we have a turning point, and we have manifesting, and we have it's like this person who's engaging on all the drama it's almost like they're not really happy with the outcome, and maybe that's why they're starting all this drama. But we're kind of having to like find some balance within whatever this disappointment is, because everybody else, I mean, this person isn't happy with how things have settled out, but like everybody else is, it's almost like they've been allowed to have their temper tantrum, and it's gone on like way past long enough, and everybody's just like, this is just, we gotta move on with life now. That's kind of what I'm getting. So it's just like, okay. So when I go to the mystical shaman, I got upper world and we got the medicine wheel. So this is kind of like doing an evaluation and figuring out what people, situations, and things in your life are not necessarily serving your highest good. You know, you're kind of doing a self-evaluation to figure out, you know, this is the way that I want to move forward in life, and then kind of doing an evaluation to figure out like what's not in alignment with that, because you kind of have to cut the cord on that so that you can move forward, you know. And so it's like, it's almost like that's talking to this Queen of Swords, where she's just like, okay, enough with the drama, like this is not helping me. I've got new stuff happening in my life. I just want to move forward. I've figured out what that is, so we're letting go of everything that's not that. And this Queen of Swords looks like is getting some guidance from the upper world. So yeah, like things are going to unfold. She's done the inner work, and things are going to unfold accordingly. Like this Queen of Swords, she's going to move forward, and things are looking good, you know. She's moving on from the drama. So it's like, it's almost like, you know how they talk about with eclipse season, you like eclipse things out for eclipse season. And there has been like a lot of like drama, that's sort of played out during eclipse season. And I have a thread for eclipse season, which I'll link at the end. But yeah, like this Queen of Swords is just sort of like, okay, entertain the drama, we've heard everything out, like there's not really anything else that needs to be done. Like we just need to let it go and move on, because like it's like, how many times can you play a broken record before it's just like, okay, it's just time to like move on, you know. Like Okay, so then I'm going to go to the Light Seers and see what we get here. Okay. Okay, so we've got the Five of Cups. There's a lot of blue like water here. We have the Five of Cups, so it's like there's disappointment. Like this, there's 3 cups that are spilled, but it's like there's still in this picture, it's interesting because there's like 4 cups that are kind of spilled in this one, and they've kind of gone down this black hole. But she's got 1 cup left in her hand, so it's interesting because usually there's 2 cups left, but this person's got 1 cup. But it's like all these jewels, you know, and it's like this Queen of Swords. So it's interesting because it's like this single person is kind of how it like is coming out in this reading, but she's got the goods. Like she's the one that's like been holding this whole thing together, you know, and she's just like, I don't need all this nonsense. Like, I just want to move forward, you know. And then we have the Moon, where it's just like there's all this water, there's all this emotion, and this person is just like, they're just kind of like buried under all this water, you know. So, but the moonlight is shining through. It's interesting because it's a full moon lunar eclipse, and we have these 2 wolves howling, a white wolf and a black wolf, and they're both howling at the moon. And this person's just like underwater. There's just so much water and so much emotion, but the light of the moon is shining through, you know. And you know, it's interesting too that we have all this blue because we have these 3, you know, because we have the Hermit after this. So it's like this person, they've been buried under all this emotion. It's almost like they've been oppressed by all this drama, and like they've just been like hiding out like underwater, like where it's kind of quiet, you know, on this spiritual quest, you know, because they've just been like maybe like not necessarily wanting to engage the conflict and the drama because they're healing. It's like she's almost like in a cocoon, you know, like there's been this loss. It's almost like this person's been abandoned or rejected or, you know, not recognized, not seen, you know, but she's the one that's like she's got the cup with the jewels, you know, and people have just been like beating her down, you know, and she's just been healing. She's been on this spiritual quest and she's been healing. But like there's this shift that's happening with this full moon where it's like suddenly she's like done healing. She's figured everything out and she's seizing the reins and she's like taking the reins and she's mastered the dark and the light, which is interesting because again we have the black and white wolf and we have the black and white horse. She's mastered the shadow. She's mastered the wounds, you know, and she's healed them and she's taken the reins and she's driving this carriage forward. And the thing that like kind of came to me here is this like makes me think of Cinderella, you know, and the carriage, like coming home from the ball, and there's a whole thread about Cinderella and that being like a storyline. So I'm going to link that here because it's like the storyline and it's like, it's kind of like relevant, you know, because it's like this person, it's like she was like abused, neglected by the evil stepsister. She was the one that had all the goods, you know, but like, it's like the people around her were jealous. So they just like her stepsisters and her stepmother, they just tried to like make her feel bad about herself and like dim her light. And so she was kind of abused, you know, but like, she's going to the ball. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, she's the one that's got the glass slipper and she's going to the ball, you know, and she's drawing boundaries around herself. She's not gonna fight with them about it. She's just like, I'm just going, you know, and you can't stop me. So, this is a really interesting reading for the lunar eclipse. It's a lunar eclipse in Scorpio, too, which is interesting because I don't know. You've probably seen my mom show up in a bunch of the readings because I've been doing elder care for my mom who has dementia / Alzheimer's. And she's a Scorpio. So it's interesting because it's in her sign. Okay, so at the bottom we have the Magician, so we're manifesting. You know, we're going to the ball, we're making it happen. And we have Death, and we have Sun, and we have the Nine of Swords. So it's almost like things are going to change, and there's a happy ending at the end of this story, but in order to get there, you have to master these fears, you know, and these wounds, and like this feeling of not being worthy and being like beaten down by the evil stepmother and told that you're worthless and you have nothing to offer, you know, like you have to like overcome and heal this energy in order to get there. So I'm going to the Queen of the Moon Oracle to pick some final cards. But this is like, it does seem like it's like coming through as like it's a very empowering story, you know. It's just like you can't keep a good woman down, kind of, you know. She just gets back up and she keeps going. Okay. Oh. Okay, so I got the Void. So that just happened in a reading a couple days ago. So I'm going to link that here. There's also a thread called the Void. But it's sort of like the darkness right before things change and things turn around. You know, it's sort of like this blank slate that you're about to fill with something new, you know, where you've had to like cut the cord and all this stuff that doesn't serve you anymore to like make room for this new beginning. So, and then we have action. It's time to go. It's time to show up at that ball. Like, you got to get there. Trust. It's going to work out. It's like, I know like things haven't worked out in the past and it hasn't gone your way, and like there's like there can be this fear, like, is it just going to be the same thing that's always happened before? Because it can make you kind of like scared to like go out on a limb, you know. But this person is blossoming. So yay. It looks like a really good reading. Since it is the full moon lunar eclipse, I'm going to go ahead and pick one from Priestess of Light Oracle as well, just to... Oop, this one just jumped out. Oh, wow. This one totally jumped out. We got Harvest, Gathering of Blessings. That's perfect. Happy endings. So, there you have it. Check in soon.